lawyer for Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels sent a cease and desist letter to LSU last week saying the school can no longer use Daniels' name, image, and likeness.
This is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. So some background for those of you who maybe don't follow sports or didn't know this particular story. Jayden Daniels is currently the quarterback for the NFL team in Washington, the Commanders. A few years ago, he was the quarterback for the LSU Tigers in college. He wore the number 5, and while there, he won the Heisman Trophy. Now, sometimes players who did tremendously well for a college and go on to the pros have their numbers retired, and sometimes it doesn't happen. In this instance, in the handful of years since he left LSU and went on to the pros, nobody has worn the number 5 since. And obviously, all around the stadium, LSU has the pictures of all of the various athletes from all of the different generations that did great things for their program, including Jayden Daniels on posters and banners and shit like that, right? Now, LSU has a new coach, Lane Kiffin. LSU has a new incoming freshman that I forget what position he plays, but he wants to wear the number 5. Lane Kiffin said he could wear the number 5. It's not retired. You can wear it. Jayden Daniels, who thinks that his number should be retired, threw a hissy fit and said, hey, that's my number. You shouldn't be letting anybody wear the number. And so to be a petty bitch, Lane Kiffin allowed everybody on the team to wear the number 5 at the next practice. So that pissed off Jayden Daniels to the point where he had his lawyers send the university he attended college at and won a Heisman Trophy at a cease and desist letter and said, you got to take down all those posters and images of me. You're not allowed to use my likeness anymore. Because you let players on the team wear the number 5. And I think it should be retired. Now, that last part wasn't in the cease and desist, but, I mean, that's essentially what we're saying here. He's pissed off that somebody else, that his number didn't get retired by LSU. He was fine that nobody wore it. I'm sure he was probably getting itchy and antsy that it would officially be retired, but nobody had worn the number 5. And then somebody come along and said, hey, I want the number 5. And he was promised the number 5. And actually, it's my understanding that he was promised the number 5 by the previous coaching staff, not even Lane Kiffin. There was a promise on the books when he was recruited by the previous coaching staff. And then Lane Kiffin came in and this kid said, hey, man, I was promised number 5. Can I have it? And Lane Kiffin went, yeah, sure. Jayden Daniels is proven to be a child in this entire scenario. Your number wasn't retired, man. It doesn't mean that you didn't do great things for the college. It doesn't mean that you didn't win a Heisman Trophy. It doesn't mean that you weren't drafted very high. It doesn't mean that you're not doing good for your current NFL team. It just means that your fucking number in college wasn't retired yet. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe if you go on to have a great NFL career to couple with your great college career. Maybe. But really? This is what you're going to do? You're going to bitch and moan and stomp your feet that somebody gets to wear your number after all of these years, and when you don't get your way, you're going to send the college a cease and desist that they can't use an image of you winning games at their college anymore. Get the fuck out.